Welcome back, little adventurers, to episode number 2 with the rest of the first week. Let's continue where we left off on the previous part with Monday. As I said, I went to sleep on Sunday. I woke up about 9 hours later, Monday, and I sold all of my fish in Tyoll, making about 1.7 million in profit and 31 octo creatures in the process. I think I'm going to go into less detail this time because at the end of the video I can just recap and show my entire profit and progress for the entire week, so we can do that then. In the meantime, I've done some more processing for blackstone powder, got about 3000 of those because I needed to keep my workers making useless crates for some particular reason. I sold my Termian water park nodes, so this is the last time I will get actual profits from fishing because I needed to get more contribution points to actually buy stable space in Valencia because I wanted to have as many horses there as possible. So I sold the Termian water park nodes, I sold some hydel storage, basically squeezed as much CP as I could, and then bought the extra stable space in Valencia. Following after that, my main activity for Monday was supposed to be just simply moving as many crates as possible, so I moved about 4 more horses in total. Here in my notes it says that the first one took about 55 minutes, the second one 50 minutes, and the last 2 together a little under 2 hours. So overall less than 1 hour per each horse, because I suppose this time I stopped slacking and actually moved them without sitting in bazaar for 10 minutes doing absolutely nothing while I was AFK. After I was done moving these horses, I collected my so-called sea monster hunting profit.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
I still to this day don't know if that mail is my entire week payout or just a sea monster hunting payout from the guild, but still I got 8 millions, and then later that day I proceeded to join a scroll party with my guildies. I would say I contributed, but to be honest I was mostly leeching. I believe I had 2 big scrolls and 1 awakened Mask and Scroll, while my guildies had about 34 normal scrolls, I believe Giant scrolls, and maybe 5 Maskans and 3 Dim Trees. So I brought some scrolls, but for the most part I think I could consider myself as a leeching.
You're going to love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal state. And this,
What's he doing?
is to go even further beyond!
This entire scroll party took about 1 hour and 45 minutes, I believe, so not that long, and for the gains that I made, I would say it was definitely worth it. I got almost 100 blackstones, armor stones, about 74 weapon stones, over 400 seals, so definitely worth the time invested. Once I was done with this scroll party, I just went AFK to prepare myself mentally for the node war that came later on the Monday. A node war which actually was fun and enjoyable. For once we actually had a proper challenge with strong enemies.
Nice, looking good, LP. Killed 3, good work, good work, good work.
As usual, in the end I didn't get my positive KDA because I never get positive KDA, I just simply die more than I kill people lately. here's a motivational speech if you want.
Hello, I have two things to say. Med and the kids.
What can I say? It's the best motivational speech ever for a node war. Med and the kids. Following after that, we get into Tuesday. I woke up again after the node war. I basically went to do some more AFK fishing. I woke up this time 13 hours later, so I don't know how much I slept, but quite a lot apparently. Sold the fish in Heidel without the nodes connected this time, sadly. I grinded munchauns after that for about 1 hour because I felt like doing a little bit more work on the wizard side. That's about all the grinding I did for the first week. So we have 1 hour Ronaros forest and 1 hour munchaun forest. After this, I did the scrolls in the Camasylvia region, the daily scrolls before they added the awakened ones. So I had normal scrolls plus the voodoo scrolls from grinding on my wizard, so I did those as well. And once everything was done, I basically cleaned up my Camasylvia bank, not Camasylvia, my Grana bank, as well as the old tree bank, took everything on my wizard, and I was on my way to go back to Heidel to basically sort all of the items. Back in Heidel, I placed a 20 millions pre-order for the perfume of swiftness so I can get as much skill point experience as possible when trading in my crates. And after that, since I had a little more, I believe 3 or 4 extra utensils left on my Berserker, if you saw my inventory on the episode 0, you know I had a lot of those. I decided let me use those as well and do some more cooking while, basically just to burn those utensils. I guess at this point it is no surprise that I fell asleep again while cooking, so it seems like this is turning into a custom, me falling asleep while cooking. While doing the cooking process, after waking up obviously, my pre-order succeeded, so I did get my perfume of swiftness for 20 millions. It might be overkill, but some people might say, I guess it's normal price, I don't know. Let me know if this is too high or too low. I ended up at the end of the cooking session with about 600 byproducts, which turned out to be another contribution point, so now I have 310 CP. Once that was all nice and done, I know I was finished cooking because I had absolutely no utensils left and I had no intention to make any more. Maybe I should in the near future because I need, I believe, maybe 8 CP more or so to have enough to connect all the way to Grana in case I want to move my production there, but if I redo my worker empire I might not need the extra CP, so that's going to be a task for the following week. After this cooking process, I took 5 millions out of my Heidel bank, basically to have money on my ranger to buy the root Trent accessories, the ones that give you 100 weight limit as a set, to maximize my weight limit on ranger, and also I bought another Cobelinus, the one that I broke on the previous episode, because I am the only person who travels the desert with no potions and no water or tea. Near the end of the day, I moved 2 more horses. At this point you already know the process involved in that, but this time since my stables were full, so at this point I had 8 out of 8 on Valencia, 3 out of 3 in Arehaza, plus 1 on Striker. That makes what? 12, I believe? 12 horses ready to be traded in. So these 2 last ones were actually sitting active on my wizard and my ranger, and to this day they still are. So my ranger has the horse out but sits in Valencia, my wizard is sitting in Valencia with the horse out, and I need to trade them in. At this point I wanted to end the episode because initially I had a lot of data and I wasn't going to trade in everything unless I had my 1-day value pack up, and I was going to do the entire Master 2, or these days Artisan 2 trading questline. So this is where I wanted to make a recap of my profit and show you what I made for this entire first week. But since my data was so all over the place, basically I recorded so many clips, so many screenshots, and they were all unorganized, I was initially planning to spend the next few days sorting them and, you know, make the video. Turns out I procrastinated too much and that was not the case, so Wednesday all I did was AFK fishing because the game was down because of the maintenance, and also I made the patch notes video. Thursday and Friday again only fishing for the entire day, of course not the entire day, but you know, that was my only activity. On Friday I got all of the seals, I believe, or whatever the name, the items for the Thermian water park required to get the duo crescent ring, so I got that one, pretty happy about it, but still didn't sell it, so it doesn't count yet as profit. It's just simply one more item in the bank that next week will be sold for profit. And Saturday being the last day on this first week, again mostly I only did fishing because actually this is when I started organizing the data, and later on Saturday I also got the materials to buy the event harpoon from what is the Thermian water park, I keep forgetting the name, from the Thermian water park area, and I did about half an hour of using the harpoon. I wasn't sure if it's, you know, a profitable method or if basically I wanted to test it out. In that half an hour I didn't really get much. The special fish that you get by harpooning on the Thermian water park is worth actually less than the one you get by fishing, but I believe you have a higher chance to get it. Still, it's an active process and it didn't turn out to be too profitable. And now at this point I made a full week circle, starting from Saturday, ending on Saturday. Let's talk about what I got in terms of progress and what are my plans for the coming week. Oh yeah, one last detail, forgot to point this one out, but at the moment my workers are doing absolutely nothing, because I stopped their production so I can redo the worker empire after I trade in the crates. Obviously I was supposed to trade them in somewhat earlier, but yeah, my workers are doing nothing at the moment. For the next episode I think I'm going to get myself to get into streaming again and maybe have some more live footage instead of doing this sort of weekly recap, just simply have more stream videos to go along with that. And now to show you my progress, or progress for this entire first week. I think I can sum it up in just simply me moving the crates, cooking a lot of beer to get my workers fed, getting the worker empire going once again, and doing some more small activities like scroll parties, a lot of AFK fishing. I think most of my income comes from the Thermian event, the Thermian octopus. I will put on the screen now, to the best of my abilities, the income split in life skills, grinding and events, so you can see them. I will do that while editing. And for the next part, do you remember when I said that this is a work in progress? I think I will aim for the goal of trying to have the 10 billion physical value in Heidel Bank by the end of the series, because keeping track of a lot of stuff that happens in an entire week and then split it in different types of income is quite annoying. So the main goal is going to be to see that 10 billion value in Heidel. I will keep track of the big expenses, but the small ones, such as buying beer off the marketplace, some inexpensive gems, or buying potions, repairing armor, stuff like that doesn't really matter. It's everyday expenses that everyone goes through, and I'm pretty sure nobody cares about them. Also, this is a very important detail. You probably noticed by now if you watched the top left of the screen, but I do not have a value pack running. I only use a value pack once every 2 weeks when I can buy one with loyalty points, and it only lasts for 1 day, so everything that has to be sold to the marketplace to make a profit will make it as profit into this series about once every 2 weeks when I open a value pack. And that's about it. this first week was nice to see how the series is going to go, how I should approach it. Basically, yes, it is a work in progress. Next week I'm going to try a different format, basically focus more on the end goal and not what I did to get there. Basically, I will try to do less explaining and see how that turns out. As for what I will be doing, mainly redo the worker empire, trade in all of the crates, make a ton of profit, basically imagine all of the trash crates and the valuable crates, just poof, income, and depends, I don't know what else, I will figure it out as I go. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you want to follow along, as I said, just send one screenshot at the beginning of the week, another at the end, and we can compare how far you got compared to me in 1 week towards this 10 billion goal. I will see you guys next week, and until then, stay happy, keep playing Black Desert, and bye bye.